everybody. Tonight we're going to start a special series of Age of Sigmar. We're going to be doing a start collecting tournament. We are going to do a Swiss style tournament with 5 rounds. All 17 start collecting boxes will be representative, and we're going to hash it out and see which one is the best. We're going to use the match play abilities. We're going to build the start collecting boxes the best we can with everything in the start collecting boxes. Obviously we won't use the battalions included if we're doing matched play, but everything else will be the same. All the games will be the same scenario. It'll be capture the flag, a scenario I picked up off the TGA forums. It will be on the same exact board setup, same scenery, same everything. We just want to find out which start collecting box is the best. So tonight we'll start that off with the game right on the box of Age of Sigmar. We're going to be doing Khorne Bloodbound versus Stormcast Eternals. So this is going to be the board setup we use for all of our games. It's going to be a 4x4 board because it's a smaller sized game. One side will have damned terrain, one side will have mystical terrain, and there'll be arcane in the middle. The scenario is going to be capture the flag, played on a 4x4. The deployment zone is 12 inches up. Each team gets one objective that they can place anywhere in their deployment zone more than 6 inches away from the board. The idea is to capture the enemy's flag. Each round you hold a flag, it's 1 victory point. If you bring the opponent's flag back to your deployment zone within 5 turns, that's an immediate major victory.
Josh here. I'll be running Khorne Bloodbound today. I'm going to be running a unit of 10 Blood Warriors, unit of 3 Skull Crushers, and a Slaughter Priest with a big axe. Nice! Command traits are going to be Violent Urgency, that lets units within 8 inches of my Slaughter Priest run or reroll charges, and Talisman of Burning Rage, which gives units within 8 inches +1 to both run and charge. So nice little bonus there. Blood Warriors are going to have the double axes, so they re-roll 1s to hit. The Skull Crushers are going to have Blood Glaives, which have a rend of -1, and instead of hitting on 3s, they'll be hitting on 4s. Slaughter Priest is going to take Killing Frenzy as his, or Blood Blessing, and that's it.
I'm going to be representing the Stormcast Eternals this evening. The start collecting box comes with the lord-celestent, 5 Liberators with a Grand Hammer, and 3 Retributors. One is the Prime, and this is a sub-model because I left one of the Retributors at home. And then 3 Prosecutors. Generally, you actually want to model your Prosecutors with the Javelins. But I modeled them with the close combat stuff because all of their abilities are oriented towards close combat. The lord-celestent is going to have the Strife Ender weapon, which gives him 2 attacks extra against chaos units. And then he's going to have Staunch Defender, which anybody who hasn't charged in a turn and they're within 6 inches of him get an additional +1 to their save.
So this is my deployment. Brian has deployed his entire force in the sky using the Stormcast allegiance. I'm gonna let Brian go first.
Since everything is in the sky and they come into the game in the movement phase, I don't have a hero phase. I've deployed everything in the sky just to get around the Stormcast's slow movement and that way position myself better to be on the offensive. So I'm going to roll for my Liberators first. On a 3-up they come in, and they do not. So I'm going to roll for my Retributors. The Retributors are in. I'm going to roll for my Celestant. Celestant is in, and the Prosecutors. Prosecutors are not in. So let me set these guys up. I've hoarded in the unit of 3 Retributors and the lord-celestent. I've put them on the flank, which makes it more difficult for him to pile in a lot of units. So I'm going to, in the shooting phase, the lord-celestent has a war cloak that shoots magic hammers. I'm going to shoot them at the Blood Warriors, and I get 2 hammers off. So on a 4 or more, they suffer a mortal wound. So it's 1 mortal wound on the Blood Warriors. So now we're going to roll charges for the Retributors. They get an 8-inch charge, which isn't going to make it. And then the lord-celestent gets a 6-inch charge. He's not going to make it. So they're going to sit there, and that ends my turn.
So I've got my hero here. He's going to cast Inspiring Presence on this unit of Blood Warriors that have taken 1 wound. And then he's going to try and use Killing Frenzy on them. On a 4-up, they're going to get +1 to hit. You've taken this objective, but so that fails, nothing happens. So I rolled for Mystical Terrain off camera. Every single one of them succeeded. I moved my Blood Warriors towards his Retributors and his hero. I actually ran my Slaughter Priest to the right, and I ran my Skull Crushers up towards his flag. I'm kind of hoping this forces him to put his units over there in harm's way, and rather than capturing my objective. I'm gonna go make a charge roll for my Blood Warriors now. An 8 + 1 because they're within range of the Slaughter Priest, so that's a 9. I'm gonna make a 9-inch charge and then I'll come back. I've piled in with my Blood Warriors. I have 6 in range of his Retributors. They're re-rolling 1s to hit and re-rolling all failed wounds.
One of them is support wave.
Yeah, I'm rolling that next. Okay. 6 are in range, and then there's the 1 blood. So it's a total of 7. So I gotta re-roll these 1s. And then 4s to wound, but I'm re-rolling all failed. 8 saves with no rend. And then for the big guy, 3s, no re-rolls. That stinks. And then 3s, re-rolling. Alright, 1 at -1 rend.
So the 8 saves now. The Retributors are normally on a 4-up, but they're a 3-up now because they didn't charge and they're within 6 inches of the general. So they're saving on a 3. But that's a lot of 2s. So that's 3 wounds. And then the 4-up for the -1 rend, that saves. So they take 3 damage.
So 1 dice.
So the Retributor Prime with the Lightning Hammer is going to do 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Ouch. So I had 1 hit roll of a 6, which explodes, so that just does 2 mortal wounds to the Blood Warriors.
Okay, so that's 1's gonna die, and then you gotta finish your attacks.
And then the Star Soul Mace is just going to do 1 mortal wound. So that's another Blood Warrior.
You get a lot of another one. Alright, I'm going to pile in and attack with those 2 dead Blood Warriors. 3s, re-rolling 1s. That all hit. And then 4s, re-rolling failed. All hit.
And 3-up saves. 1 does not save.
So the Lord-celestent is going to pile in and attack. I've chosen his Rune Blade to be the Strife Ender. So that's, and it is going against Chaos, that's why I chose it. So it's going to be 6 attacks, hitting on a 3. Ouch. This is rolling terrible tonight. And wounding on a 3. So that's 2 wounds and a -1 rend.
Okay, so I'm saving on a 5-up. Save 1, failed 1. How much damage per wound?
Just 1 each. And then he's got 2 attacks with his Warhammer, hitting on 4s. 1 hits, wounding on a 3. That's 1 wound, no rend.
Failed. How much damage?
1 damage.
Alright,
So
I'll pile in with that Blood Warrior. 3s re-rolling 1s. Success, and 4s re-rolling all failed. Success,
Wow.
success.
So 3 ups. Save them both.
Battle Shock, I have a 7. I've lost 3 guys, so let's see what I get. Nothing. I'm fine.
Okay, and the Retributors lost a guy, but their bravery is 7, so they can't fail it.
Yep, you're good. Initiative. 3. 2. Alright.
They're going first.
Going first. At the start of my turn, again, I'm going to give them Inspiring Presence. I forgot about it last turn. I didn't lose any guys anyway. Not a big deal. I'm going to try and give them +1 to hit.
No, if I roll a 4, they...
Success. They have +1 to hit now. I'm going to try and do D6 mortal wounds to his Retributors. Success. D6. 6.
Wow, you're just rolling awful tonight. Holy crap.
They're all dead. That's a blood tithe point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna run my Skull Crushers. 2. So that's a 2 + 1 + 8.
Oh yeah.
So it's an 11-inch move. So I need a 7 to make him in charge, Brian's hero. So Dice are on fire today. Bam! He's in combat.
Oh my god.
First guy I'm gonna pile in with is my Blood Warriors. I'll pile in, we'll come back. We have 5 guys in there. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
The run for 2.
They're on the
That's all hit. And then 4s to wound.
Okay.
But I still gotta move first.
I'm not re-rolling now because I don't have the mystical terrain.
Okay. So you got 6.
Okay, so the lord-celestent has a 3-up save naturally, but with staunch defender that goes down to 2-up.
For those 1s. God damn it.
All saved. My turn.
God, your rolls are on fire tonight.
Yeah, my rolls are good.
On fire!
So Celestant is going to attack the. I'm actually going to attack the Slaughter Priest.
Okay.
He's got 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds and a -1 rend.
Alright, need 6s.
Do it!
No.
So that's 2 damage.
Okay.
And then his Warhammer, 4s to hit. Nothing hits.
It's time for the Slaughter Priest. 4s and 3s. 3 attacks. 4s. 3s.
2s.
Yep,
Nothing
save.
happens.
So I think I made a mistake on this turn. I moved my Slaughter Priest off the objective. Probably shouldn't have done that. I think Brian's going to pick up the objective this... no, he's not going to get it this turn because he'll be 9... No, he will get it this turn.
Run for 2.
For my hero phase, since the lord-celestent is actually on the field now, he's going to use his command ability to give himself +1 to hit since no one else is alive around him. Then we'll move into the movement phase. I have 2 units left in the sky. So for the Liberators, need that 3. Very good. And the Prosecutors need that 3. No. So the Liberators come down. Okay, so Liberators came down as close as I could to the blood things there. And I'm going to hope for a really good charge because that's the only way I'm going to prevent them from getting the
I
objective.
get +2 to dispel.
That's a 9. That's all I need.
Wow. You did it! But they can still retreat around you. Sucker.
So my lord-celestent is in a tenuous situation. I kind of want to keep all of these here so that his objective is not being protected. However, yeah, the Celestant's pretty tanky, but I'm going to go with him first, try and knock out this Slaughter Priest. Again, our 6 attacks hitting on 3s.
Well, they're hitting on 2s.
Oh, they're hitting on 2s now, yes, you're right. And then wounding on 3s.
Reroll that one.
It's like we do it like every freaking weekend. I'm just like,
Yes.
why are you
Alright, so they all hit.
Yep,
This,
3 hits.
This is a 3 or something.
And it's -1 rend?
Yep, -1 rend.
I need 6s. Did I get any 6s?
Nope.
Nope, that's 3 damage. He's got 1 health left.
And then he's got 2 attacks hitting on a 3,
I think this is the right
and
move.
wounding on a 3.
Kill them. It only
There's
takes
1 more wounds,
I
no
thought they were
rend.
hitting on 2s.
well,
This is his Warhammer, it normally
they're
hits on a
like the
4.
same stage.
Oh, okay.
Good.
5 up. Dead.
Yeah.
2. I have 3 blood tithe points. No, that's 2 actually. Never mind. I'm gonna pile in with my Skull Crushers. They're gonna attack with their glaives. The boss has 3 attacks. The other 2 have 2. 4s. And we're looking for 3s. It's only 1. At -1.
Are you serious?
5 up.
5 up, re-rolling 1.
Sure.
Save.
Save.
Tactics.
The Juggernauts themselves have 3 attacks apiece, and it's 3s and 3s.
Wow. These are normal armor saves, anyways.
So 3 attacks, no rend.
4 ups, re-rolling 1.
Wait, has a 2-inch range.
Alright.
Okay, so 2 saved, 1 damage.
Alright, your turn. You can pile in.
Okay, so the Skull Crushers have 5 wounds, so I get +1 to my hit rolls. So the Grand Hammers are going to be hitting on 3s. Then we're going to be wounding on 3s. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, no.
Oh, yes!
1 hit.
No rend.
No
4
rend.
up. Saved.
And then the Prime has the Grand Hammer, so that's also going to be 3s.
All fails during my turn.
And 3s. So that's 1 at -1.
5 up. Failed.
That's 1.
2 damage.
2 damage.
First thing I'm going to do is attack with my Blood Glaive. Again, I'm hitting on 2s because they're still buffed.
Why? 2.
And I'm wounding on 3s.
What? This is 2? That's 2. Okay.
1.
And you gain
-1.
3 up.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So that's going to be 2 wounds. And then I've got 12 attacks worth of guys.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
So you can choose to try to dispel that.
I don't think it was 60 anymore.
It happens. Hitting on 4s.
No rend, right? So 2 ups. There's 2 1s. So he's got 4 wounds on him. That would be battle shock phase, but nothing needs to take battle shock.
All right, good.
Nope.
So roll for initiative.
Where were you before?
All 6.
Uh-oh.
Threes, re-rolling ones.
Not looking good.
5.
Oh,
Okay.
good, but not good enough.
The forces of Khorne are going to ignore these liberators and run towards the flag.
You managed to kill the chaos.
A 4 plus 8 plus their built-in 1.
Well, I still get the
They get 13 inches of movement.
Oh yeah.
That puts them pretty
The
much
life up to
wherever.
his knee.
I'm going to put this guy
4s,
right here
1 no rend.
on the objective,
You're in the
3 inches away.
Get fucked up.
And then the rest
Down to 5
will be here.
Pissed off by the one.
And that will capture the objective.
There's 1 victory point for you, sir. Now we go into combat.
So he's only got 1 more wound left. I don't have any buffs, but in a desperate attempt to kill his hero, I'm going to pile in, hopefully one last time. This is the big glaive, hitting on 3s,
Okay.
wounding on 3s, 2 wounds, -1.
I need 3 ups.
Oh,
Save them.
then we got 12 attacks coming in. Re-rolling those 1s, taking out the 2s. 4s. 5 save rolls. You need to roll 1, 1.
The ones, the ones, the ones, the ones. Oh, he's dead.
4 1s.
I'm rolling so poorly tonight. So bad. That is the end of Josh's turn. He gains 1 victory point for having control
Your
of the
bravery
flag.
is, like,
In order to get the
so
flag in
good.
this game, you need to end your movement
good.
on top of the objective.
So no more hero phase again for me. I only got 1 of those this game. That's fun. So the prosecutors need to come down. They really need to come down. They do not come down. That is terrible.
That's game. Unless you can wipe out my Skull Crush.
Not with liberators.
You could
But-
get lucky.
Let me charge with the liberators.
Believe in the luck.
7-inch charge with liberators. So they're in. All right, so I've piled in the liberators as far apart as I can to try and prevent more retreat shenanigans, but with only 5 there's only so much I can do. So we got 4 with the Grand Hammers, again hitting on 3s because they're 5 wound models.
A couple things worked out in your favor,
The double can definitely.
And we're going to wound on 3s.
I think.
That's a little better, getting better. So 5 wounds, no rend.
Yeah, that also hurt.
Look at that.
Saved
2.
I'm gonna keep rolling.
One guy takes 3, so he's down to, I think that
left.
kills him. Didn't he take a damage from the big one?
3s to hit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's dead. This guy.
You're rolling 1s.
And then the Grand Hammer, 3 attacks, again hitting on 3s. Ouch.
Grand
Wounding
Hammer.
on 3s. Nope,
The
nothing.
Grand Hammer is not so grand.
Before
5
the
attacks.
invention of the pneumatic drill,
Looking
let
for
me tell you,
4s.
young hammer
Up,
lights.
shoot.
On him.
3. Looking for 3s.
Oh.
So 2 wounds,
Deciding
-1.
that-
You're looking for 5 ups,
Before I
rerolling
have
1s.
to Make a charge.
Saved.
Jeez, these guys are tanky. Now we're going for,
So are they.
we're looking for 3s.
Great. I'm gonna lose.
Remember 3.
He does.
Alright,
Oh, this is terrible.
3 saves.
No rends?
Alright.
No rend.
I'll
No rend,
start
4
with the
ups.
dwarf lord.
2 do not
Reroll-
save.
No, rerolling 1.
Oh, rerolling 1s.
Recaptures my objective.
Rend doesn't save, so one guy
One guy
dies.
dies.
This is Brian's last chance.
Initiative roll.
If they don't.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I moved my Blood Warriors. I rolled a 3 for their run roll. They moved 8 inches towards my objective. He can no longer land on my objective, but you know what? He can probably still get it. These guys ran through the gap I created by killing one of his liberators, and they're moving the objective back to my base.
Doesn't wound him. You did a great
I
job.
won't have any combat this turn, so my turn is over. I score another point.
So no more hero phase again. Movement. Let's see if the late Stormcast can get in. Let me re-roll that.
Reroll that. It was off the table.
All right, they come in. He prevented me from capturing this objective because I can't, because their teleport in is their movement. So if I can't get on this, I can't get the objective. So since it's already turn 4, The only thing I can do at this point is prevent him from getting the major victory. In this scenario, you get the major victory immediately as soon as you take the enemy's flag into your deployment zone. So next turn, on his roll, he would have that. So I'm going to charge him with my prosecutors. The prosecutors for Celestial Embers actually get a 3d6 inch charge. So that's, they're in. And then the Liberators, I'm also
They get to move first, so they're within 3 inches.
So we're going to.
They make it.
They make it.
All right.
All sides. So I'm going to actually pile in with the prosecutors first. Two of them have the Celestial Hammers. They get 2 attacks each. 3 to hit, re-rolling 1s because they have paired weapons. So that's 4 hits and 3 wounds.
-1.
Hard decision to make.
No rend.
4 up saves.
I think you made the right move.
Damn it, that's 2 wounds.
There's
Okay.
no reason I
And then the Grand Axe, the way that works is you get 1 attack for every
I
unit that's within range. So it's just 1 attack. And it's going to be 3s, and that fits.
I'm going to attack with my guys, obviously. So we got 3 attacks with the glaive. 1 hit. No wounds. And then the Juggernaut. 2 hits. 1 wound, no rend.
1 wound?
Yep. They have a 4 up save.
Save.
All right, and then the other guy
Oh, really?
attacking
And they did a good job.
the Liberators.
You should have gotten
1 hit and -1. Nope. Wow, they're like rolling so bad. Good thing they're tanked. No!
So now it's the Liberator's turn to attack. We're going to go with the Prime first. 3s.
Jeez. Wow, they're doing awesome.
I mean, and it's not necessarily.
And 3s.
I would have re-rolled the charge.
That's 3 hits at -1 range.
I think it's on like a 1 and 2 to hit, and like on a
Save
3
2. I
to
take
4,
2 damage. He's down to, he's at 4 wounds total.
And then the other 3,
It's the triumphs. It's your lowest one.
3s to hit. 3s to wound. 2 wounds, no rend.
Perfectly average. 4 ups.
I gotta get the
He's
Sisters of
dead.
Khorne. That'd be good, 'cause
It's alright, I
I'm
just
gonna
needed
run
to
this
survive
down.
1.
Because their spell's pretty good. I
So
get to reroll
that
all
ends
saves.
my turn. Basically,
Saves of 6 or more.
at this point, nope, I've failed my objective too, because, hey, look, everybody, that's
Put him in
a
cover?
Skull Crusher-sized
Now it's
gap.
5 or 6.
So if Josh
Cast
rolls
Arcane
high
Shield
enough,
on him?
he might be able to get to his deployment zone.
No,
And
it's
rerolls are still
impossible.
good. Ren would take it.
Alright, I still have to win the initiative though.
Turn 5 initiative roll.
Ah,
He rolls a 6 for the 3rd time in a row. He rolls a 6 for initiative.
He's gonna run! A 4. What the hell are you guys doing over there?
Really being annoying.
We're ruining your video, good sir.
I got the flag!
That's like,
Make sure he's more than 3 inches. Good. At this point, I have 3 points. It's impossible for Brian to win. It's also impossible for me to get into my deployment zone. I'm 6.5 inches away, and this is the top of the 5th combat round. I really like this start collecting box. I think that every single thing you get here is something that's awesome for a Khorne Bloodbound or Blades of Khorne style army. These guys just have their points reduced, so they're one of the most points efficient units in the game. He's a crucial part of a really important battalion called the Gore Pilgrims. So it's good to have more than one of the Slaughter Priest, and Blood Warriors are one of the best battle line units in the game. Furthermore, these guys are battle line if you run them in a Khorne army with the Lord on a Juggernaut. He's probably your next step in buying something for this army. He's a good general. There's no good general in this list, so Lord of Khorne on a Juggernaut's a solid choice. I would get him, I would get a Blood Secrator, and I would get another one of these sets and see if you can trade for a unit of 10 Blood Reavers. They're pretty easy to get. But overall, this box set is excellent for starting an army. You know, get like 2 or 3 of these, a Blood Secrator, and you're good. Like, that's an excellent army on its own.
So this is actually also a rather strong start collecting box.
Liberators are your core battle line. You always want them. Lord-celestent is actually a pretty solid hero. That command ability, giving people +1 to hit, never turn down +1 to hit. The Retributors, also a good core. One of the strongest elements of this army is the Warrior Brotherhood, which includes Retributors. The Star Soul Maces are devastating. Everybody's afraid of them. The Prosecutors, they're like cavalry. I would actually model them as the Stormcall Javelins with shields, and I would take them in units of 6, just for harassment and that kind of thing. Next steps, if this is the first box you bought for Stormcast, your next purchase should be the Age of Sigmar boxed set. You can sell off the Khorne stuff, but having the lord-celestent on a Dracoth is very good. It also gives you more Liberators. It fills out your Retributor squad. It gives you 3 more Prosecutors. It's really just, it's the logical next step. So this is the Skeleton Horde Start Collecting box. It's a little confused because the Mortarch is a Death Lord's model and these are Death Rattle models. So it's just going to be a generic Death Allegiance for tonight. I'm going to use the Ruler of the Night on Manfred. That gives the Deathless minions save a 12-inch bubble rather than a 6-inch bubble. And then he'll also take the Cursed Book. Everybody within 3 inches of him is -1 to hit. If you're going for skeletons, hordes, then you want to build the Black Knights and you want to build your skeletons with spears because you want as many skeletons as possible, and when you have a block of 40 skeletons, you want spears. The other thing to consider with this kit, the Mortarch itself. The Mortarch is 3 separate models in one, and all of the riders have their own little seats, so it's ridiculously easy to magnetize. You just switch out the riders. So there's Manfred, and here's Archon the Black instead. And it's just that easy. And then, oh look, here's Neferata.
Alright, so this is what you can build from the Start Collecting box for Seraphon. We have 11 of the 12 Saurus Warriors. We have a Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur. We have a unit of 7 Saurus Knights. You can put together the Saurus Astrolith Bearer, that's this guy right here, from the pieces in the set and by using one of your extra Saurus Warriors. You can also build a Skink Priest using the skink that goes on the Troglodon model. And then also up front there I have a Saurus Scar Veteran on a Cold One. Again, you can make that using the extra pieces from the Saurus Knights as well as the leftover pieces from your Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur. What that is, it's an extra shield, headpiece, and a nice big sword. For the command traits, we're going to go with Thickly Scaled Hide on my General. The General is going to be the Saurus Scar Veteran on Cold One. And then for the Seraphon Artifact, I'm going to go with the Blade of Realities. I'm going to pick the melee weapon for my Saurus Old Blood, and that's going to be his Sunstone Spear, and that will give me an extra rend.
I finished deploying first because I have half the units that he does. So in my hero phase, Manfred can cast 2 spells. So he's going to cast Mystic Shield on the Skeleton Warriors here. Mystic Shield needs a 6 to go off, and I get it with a 10. And then his offensive spell is 18 inches, so I don't think that's going to go off this turn. He will use his command ability. All my death units within 15 inches are going to re-roll hit and wound rolls of 1. So I ran Manfred and my Black Knights up. Black Knights are pretty fast. They have a 12-inch movement. Manfred has a 11-inch movement. I didn't move my Skeleton Warriors because I'm anticipating him teleporting, so they're just going to stay in their little bubble around the flag.
Alright, so I'm going to, in my hero phase, activate my Saurus Scar Veteran on a Cold One. I'm going to use its command ability, Savage Charge. Re-roll charges, charge rolls, and hit rolls of 1 for Saurus units within 8 inches. In addition, until your next hero phase, this model and any Saurus Knights within 8 inches make an additional attack with their Cold One's Vicious Bites. So what I'm going to be doing is giving my Cold Ones here an additional attack with its Vicious Bites. Alright, so now I'm activating my Skink Priest, and I'm going to use Celestial Rites, and this is a 4-up.
What do you mean? We took this
All right, and it activates. Now I'm going to activate my Astrolith Bear, who's hiding underneath this terrain. Now I get to teleport during my hero phase. I'm going to pick my Saurus Knights.
5.
This is where I teleported with my Saurus Knights. Right there, technically, but he's not going to stay. So for movement, I moved my Old Blood up. I did not run. I wanted to keep him there because he has a ranged attack, and I have line of sight on that cavalry unit over here. I'm going to perform an attack in just a minute. I did run my Scar Veteran on a cold one. He got pretty decent, so he ran all the way up here, and that's because I wanted him to be within 8 inches of my units. The reason I teleported my unit of Saurus Knights over there, I wanted to try to flank this unit of cavalry and the big bad guy, obviously, so I can kind of pincher them and prevent them from moving on to their objectives. My unit of Saurus Warriors, I kind of risked it, but I just moved them forward. I didn't run them, and that's because I'm going to attempt to make a very long charge so I can get some combat in early. And then, as you saw earlier, I already planted my flag, so that guy is where he belongs. So I'm attacking with my Sunbolt Gauntlet, which is D6 attacks. It's going to be 1.
It's 3s and 4s, and you're rerolling 1s to hit.
Frankly, this game will never die.
But well.
Not right now.
For charges, I am going to start with my unit of Saurus Knights in the back. They got the buff from their leader before they teleported. I need to get 9 inches.
Yep.
Or
I do get to re-roll this if I fail because of my Skink Priest.
No, I really don't. It's up to them.
Oh.
I don't care.
Failed
One
I
more.
don't care. I don't care.
and
I
failed.
don't care.
All right.
And these guys do not get a re-roll. And 8, they will make that. So I piled in with my Saurus Warriors to the Black Knights.
I'm invincible!
I got 8 of them in there. I'll have 9 attacks because I have my unit leader.
None shall pass.
This is going to be the clubs, even though the models have the spears, we're not using them this game. And I am attacking on 4s and 3s with rerolls on
Well,
5s.
yeah. But I still already do it. And I get that me not doing anything
And
about it.
3s. These are not
Like
rerolling.
just one less draw.
And 3s. Okay, 4 wounds.
Yeah.
Tis but a scratch.
Like the major raises are
Okay, so is there any rend on those?
No.
they come from
Okay, so my shields give me an extra save against attacks with no rend, so I have a 4-up save,
Exactly. It's going from kids being a commodity.
and I save 2, so that's two wounds, which takes out one of the knights.
They have a death save.
Oh yeah, so death save, 6-up, deathless minions. Nope,
Damn, close.
just a flesh wound. I've had worse.
Now I get to attack with my Rending Jaws.
They are not red.
Well, they don't actually have rend, sorry. Tearing Jaws.
Tearing Jaws. Powerful Jaws and Star Drake Shield. 5s and 4s. Rerolling your hits.
Attack with my teeth.
Wow.
What were the numbers again?
5s and 4s.
5s and 4s.
Reroll those. Got a 4 up there? Yes.
Oh, 5s and 4s.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
So now 4s. So 3.
3 more.
Okay,
But now that's like
and again, 4-up save.
right? Because
Nope, none of them.
emotion-
Deathless minions. None of them. So that's another model, and one has a wound. So we'll pile in with the Black Knights. 1 attack with their lances. It's going to be 4s to hit, and 4s to wounds. So that's 1 wound.
Any rend?
It doesn't matter.
Fail. So that's one guy
One
dead.
dead. And then their hooves and teeth. That's 2 attacks each.
Yeah, I'm a German guy living in Germany. Why the hell would I go all the way?
Or actually, no, I get 1 more attack with the lance because of the hero.
Yeah,
but it fails.
I'm gonna go there.
So, with hooves and teeth, hits on 4s, and wounds on 5s. There's 1 more wound, no rend.
Miss.
Fail.
Or fail. So I lose another.
And then that would make it his battle shock phase. It's his turn first, so
He lost 2 models, but he's got a 10.
yep, so he can't fail it.
Okay, and then you
And I lost 2 models with leadership of 10. I can't fail it.
just roll for initiative first. Oh, 5.
Uh-oh. I can see how this is going already.
3.
So at the start of my hero phase, I'm going to activate my Skink Priest on 4 up. And I fail.
Okay.
Then we're going to move to my Astrolith Bear. He is going to plant his flag. Scar Veteran on a cold one. He's going to activate. He has 8 inches on my unit of Saurus Warriors, my Flag Bearer, my Skink Priest, and just outside for my Old Blood. And then I'm going to activate my Teleport, and I'm going to teleport my Astrolith Bear.
I'm going to roll a dice first.
Right.
Because if you roll a 1, you can't move.
Alright, so I get to move and I get to charge.
But he planted his banner, so you can't move, but
or-
like you teleport.
So he's going to teleport.
You still have to be 9 inches away, though.
Just barely 9 minutes.
It's fine. We'll call it 9.
Alright, 9.
He's not moving anyways. I moved my Saurus
So he's
Old
really
Blood
slow.
on a Carnosaur.
It's one hell of a name.
Mouthful right there. Moved him up maximum distance.
Vanguard deployment is nice.
Over
but
here,
again,
my
you
Saurus
need to-
Warriors were engaged, so no movement. My Saurus Knights moved forward within 3 inches. And then my Priest started chasing after my Carnosaur to give him some buffs, hopefully next turn. And then the other one is the Saurus
One of the reasons the Skaven
Cold Blood on a
Cold one.
cold one. Saurus Old Blood on a cold one. Scar Veteran on a cold one. Whatever. He moved forward within 3 inches of this unit, the Black Knights. And now we're going to go to shooting.
Rodents of
Okay.
unusual size.
So it's D6 attacks. There we go. 5 shots.
5 shots.
he just threw zombies into their company.
And
4s and, yeah, it's 4s and 3s. Rerolling 1s on the hits because you. Alright, reroll that 1. Alright, and then 3s.
Did you fail all your charges?
No, he's shooting.
I'm shooting.
Oh, okay.
So 3 at
Three
-1.
at -1.
On these guys?
Yep.
Is it 1 damage each?
Yeah.
They still do have Mystic Shield, because it hasn't been my turn again.
Ren 1.
Nope, they don't get a save then.
Alright, and it's actually wound 4, so it's 3s and 4s for my attack.
So then it's only 2 hits.
2 hits.
My bad.
I think we had it backwards. I think it would have actually been 1 more attack.
You rolled 2 1s. 2 in a row.
So we're going to attempt to charge with my
Carnosaur?
Carnosaur.
Don't mess up.
I need to get a 7. I did not get a 7, so I failed.
No!
You messed up.
Then we're going to go ahead and charge with my Saurus Knights. I need to get a 3. That's a reroll, but I got a 5, so that one's in.
Yeah, you're in.
And then
This guy can be a 3.
I need a 3. And again, I'm
Mission
in.
accomplished.
Way in there.
Ding,
Okay.
ding,
Okay.
ding, 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 ding.
So,
How's that guy gonna make a charge? He can't fit in there.
I kind of think that if my base does fit through.
Wow, that's...
No, he doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit. All right, we're gonna say
He doesn't fit.
So 10 attacks with my Saurus Warriors with their Celestial Clubs onto the Black Knights. This is going to be a 5 to hit because I'm getting -1, and wound on a 3 up. So, and I get to re-roll my failed results.
There's a lot I can do with that ability. Like, there's a lot you can do with that technology. Hands down, the other one's all trash.
So I missed 2 on that. So these are wounding on a 3 up. Ooh, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. So 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
No rends.
So 4 up saves. 2 do not save. It's 1 more dead. Deathless minions. Nope.
So second attack. All right. So yeah, 6s and 4s, and this is going to be 9 attacks,
He's almost auto.
Okay, he doesn't.
Reroll failed.
which is all of them.
Yeah, these ones are probably not really.
Still 4 up.
Yeah, 1.
Got
4.
who is also never going to stand.
Okay, so we're attacking with Manfred. We're going to attack with Geist 4. His sword first. I'm going to get 4 attacks. I'm +1 to hit and wound because I successfully casted a spell last turn. So it's 2s to hit. And of course, I'm still rolling terribly. 3s to wound. So that's 2 wounds at -1 rend, which you ignore. 5 up.
5 up. Yep.
The thing is, if I
One knight dead.
Alright.
I feel like something's
If Manfred was hurt, he'd immediately heal 2 wounds, but he's not hurt. And then the Sickle Glaive, that's 2 attacks, 3s to hit, and 3s to wound. That's 1 more wound, minus rend, but you ignore that.
No, it's 4s and 3s. Correct, 1d3.
So that's 2 damage.
2 damage.
And actually, the sword did D3 damage, so
It's the same damage.
same thing. And then his Ebon Claws, that's 6 attacks because he's not hurt. 4s to hit,
For an army that already has high bravery, and half the time
3s to wound. So it's 1 wound and a -2 rend, which you do not ignore. And you can't save that.
Save it.
So that's just 2 more damage.
Alright, another die.
And then the Spectral Claws and Daggers,
how
6 attacks. If these,
And when it did, it was like.
You do mortal wounds on 5 up,
they do a mortal wound on a 6 up.
but you get +1 to hit.
No, that's just for his sword.
Oh.
All right, so that's 2 mortal wounds,
Oh, wow.
and that's it. That's all that happens.
Just 1 more
So
die.
2 mortal wounds.
Man, he was just murdered.
Murdered.
And that was bad rolling. He had awful rolls.
Might as well pile in on these knights again and try to just wipe them out.
Alright,
The Black Knights.
well, they're in there.
Okay, so I have 3 guys. They are going to be attacking with their Celestial Lances, which is a 4 to hit and a 3 to wound.
So it's a 5 is minus.
Dwarves are hard as shit.
You're at -1 to
5,
hit.
so that's still effect. Okay, so
Rerolling fails.
5 to hit. 2 failed, I get to reroll. Okay, so 1 hit. Now if I get a 6, it's an additional mortal wound. And this is on a 4 up as well. Nope, miss. So powerful jaws and shields. 5 to hit, so only 1.
6, but the
2
reroll
rerolls.
fails.
2 hits. And this is going to be a 4 to wound. And 2 misses. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the Cold One's Vicious Bite, which I do get double of, so that's going to be 6 of these. Oh, I'm sorry, I actually get 9 of them, because they attack twice anyways. So, 9 of them.
4 ups, reroll failed.
Oh, right, because they're still -1. Alright, reroll failed. And that's a bit better. So that's going to be 6. These wound on a 4. I'm not getting these wound rolls. There we go.
What were you saying?
4 more wounds.
Do they have rend on them?
No rend.
Okay, so still a 4 up save.
Good.
Saved 3. And I need my 6 up. Nope. So this guy dies.
Most of the time you can get almost everything.
1 remaining. Black Knight gets to attack.
The boss.
Nope, not the boss. The banner.
Oh. Because the banner lets you come back.
That's right.
So you can't go to
I can bring the boss back next turn.
Can you bring bosses back?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It says return D3 slain models.
Oh, alright. Yeah, he was slain.
All right, so 1 attack on a 4. Missed. 5s. No. 4s for the horses. Nothing.
Alright, oh well.
Fat lot of nothing.
So, I don't know if we want to go back. I forgot 1 attack with my spear because I have the boss in there still.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
I just rolled 2 6s, which would wound and hit and deal a mortal wound in addition because they are the spears.
It's only 1 damage though.
Okay, so the normal damage, I get my 4 up save. That's saved. And then for the mortal wound, I get a 6 up.
You
Does not
save on
save.
mortal wounds?
Yes, sir.
That is it for combat. You gotta take battle shock though, right? Because
Yep.
with how many he lost 4 models, he can't fail it.
I thought you were going to deploy them on.
Because he's a 10.
Your
Okay.
right hand side.
And I lost
2. You can't fail it either.
I
You're
wanted to make sure the
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is see how many stuff I get back. So the knights, because the banner is left, he returns D3 models. Give me a 5 or 6. That's not good enough.
Get the boss.
But we're going to get the boss back.
You get to put them anywhere?
Yeah.
Within like a certain number of inches, as long as
I mean,
there's
it's not bad.
space.
I'd give you a
It doesn't say anything about that. It just says D3 models come back.
Yeah, but they have to keep coherency, right?
Only when they move.
Okay.
Alright, fine.
The skeletons, because they have a banner, D6 models come back. So 2 models. And then Manfred, I'm going to cast Wind of Death. That means I pick this model right here. Each unit within 6 inches of that model suffers 1 mortal wound, while the model's own unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Cast value of 7, but he is near the arcane, so I need a 6. And that goes off. So the warriors take 2 mortal wounds, and the knights take 1, and he takes 1.
Oh, okay.
What about your own guys? They don't?
No, I can't see the old blood from there. So I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on the knights, actually. So again, it's a casting value of 6. I need a 5 because I'm next to arcane terrain, and I get it.
Mystic Shield on the Saurus Knights.
No, and he'll use his command ability. It just kind of goes off. Then movement phase. I'm not going to move anybody. Actually, what I'm going to do is for movement, I'm going to move these all into cover.
That's a good idea.
So Manfred can't really pile in because he's already in base-to-base contact with that thing.
Yeah.
Is that 2 inches though?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So his sickle glaive, which is my 2-inch range weapon, is going to go into the warriors.
Okay.
Everything else is going to go into the knights. He did successfully cast a spell, so that means he's +1 to hit and wound on his sword. 4 attacks, re-rolling 1s because of his command ability. So they all hit.
Ow.
And then they all wound.
What's the rend?
It's rend of -1, so you ignore
5
that.
saves. 4 or 5 saves.
2. I save. So I take 2.
Alright.
No, that's D3 damage each. So
D3
Do
damage.
you re-roll failed saves or something? No, that's only with
on
the other guy.
attacks. And yeah, with the other guy.
You failed your prayer.
4 damage. 2 knights go away. Now for the sickle glaive on the warriors. 2 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, nothing.
Oh, lucky dog!
The ebon claws. That's still going to be 6 attacks. Hitting on a 4. Re-rolling 1s because of the command ability.
You have all the luck.
Whatever, man. He just did massive damage.
He should be doing a
2
lot
more
of
at
rounds.
-2, so he's dead.
The only attacks I have are my Saurus Warriors, my clubs.
Is it 3s and 4s or 4s and 3s? Because I
Double
remember
check.
we mixed it last time.
They are 4s and 3s.
Alright, so you're looking
So
for 5s.
re-roll all of my,
Hits.
almost all of them.
Well, that was
There we
much
go,
better.
much better.
Why can't I roll like that?
Okay, so 4 total. I guess it wasn't much better. It was
The dice hate me. What's going on?
You're looking for 3s now, right?
3s. Okay,
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
4 ups.
Don't they have Mystic Shield?
Yes, okay, so 3 ups,
3
but
ups.
that one still failed. So I need a 6 or that model goes away. Oh, that model goes away. And that was the banner.
Was the banner.
Wah, wah, wah.
That means he can't get more back. Alright,
So,
now your
nope, I still
biters.
have some more attacks. So my bites, which are going to be 5 up and 4 to wound. So that's going to be 6.
The bottom of turn 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so reroll failed.
Oh my god!
That is 5 attacks. Unfortunately, on a 4 to wound. And this is where I've been getting really screwed. Not this time, though.
You gotta keep talking poorly about yourself.
Keep talking poorly or stop talking
because
poorly?
every time you do,
3
you
ups.
like roll like a god. And
Nope.
6s, or loses it. It
Nope.
dies! Oh my god!
That's combat, so
That is combat.
battle shock, you didn't lose enough guys to make it matter. I lost all the guys to make it matter. So it is
Roll for initiative.
4.
4. Okay.
god damn.
2.
Okay, so hero phase. I'm with 8 inches, so I'm going to attempt to cast.
Pray.
I'm going to pray hard.
Pray, priest.
I missed.
He doesn't pray hard enough.
He's going to cast his command ability, Savage Charge. My Astrolith Bearer is going to plant his flag. Yeah, I'm going to teleport my Saurus Warriors.
Wait, roll the die. You can roll a 1.
So 4, I get to teleport them anywhere, but they do not get to move. Alright, so I teleported over here. I'm going to try to charge them into the skeletons. I need a 9 on my charge roll. So let's see if I fail.
I think you reroll 1s. You only reroll the 1s with the Scar Veteran. I think.
Charge rolls and hit rolls of 1, yes.
Alright.
I make it. 11 inches.
No.
So the Carnosaur is going to charge in. He should already be within 3 inches. And yes, he makes it.
Alright, so
My other guy ran, so he doesn't get anything. Piled in, I'm going to be attacking with my Saurus Warriors. And there are 7 units with the leader, so 8 attacks. And this is going to be a club, so a 4 to hit and a 3 to wound. I do not get rerolls because my Astrolith Bearer is on the other side of the map.
but they do reroll once.
They do still reroll once. No ones, but very good roll. So that's 6, and now 3 to wound. And very good roll again, so that is 3 attacks.
3 hits?
3 hits.
No rend, right?
No rend.
So they're in cover, and they have a shield which gives them +1 against attacks with no rend. So they're on a 4-up save right now.
Okay.
I saved none of them. And since they're not within 12 inches of my general, they don't get the deathless minions, so they just die.
So 3 die.
Now we're moving to the powerful Jaws and Star Drake Shield, which is a 5 to hit and a 4 to wound. Rerolling ones. There we go. So 3 hits, 4 to wound, 2 wounds.
Okay, again, 4 up. 1 saved, 1 does not.
So now it's Brian Stern piling.
Even though they're modeled with the spears, these guys are going to have the swords. There's going to be 3 going into the Carnosaur and 3 going into the warriors. So the 3 going into the Carnosaur, one of them is a boss, so I get an extra attack there. It is 4s to hit. They are within 18 inches of Arkin, so they get rerolls of 1 to hit and wound. So 4s and 4s rerolling. And my luck continues to be terrible. 1 hit on the Carnosaur, no rend.
Okay, save of 4. Yep, and I miss. So I take
Do you
1 damage.
reroll? No, you don't reroll save roll.
No.
You didn't take that.
And then the 3.
No, I did take. Oh, but on the other guy,
Yeah.
which we didn't use last time.
3 on the Saurus Warriors. That's the exact same roll I had last time. 1 hit.
5 up.
Save.
Got it.
It's time for the beast.
So 3 attacks with a 3 to hit and a 3 to wound, rend 1, and damage D3. So this is the Sunstone Spear. However, I took that special ability, my
extra rend.
artifact, which, yep, it gives this attack an extra rend, so it's rend 2 on this attack. So 3 attacks, 2 hits. I don't get to reroll my fails because my bear is not close enough. And that is going to be wounding on a 3, and both wound.
-2 rend.
-2
They
rend.
just take it. What's the damage?
Okay, so it's D3 damage. So, oh wait,
4 damage.
4 damage.
Alright,
Yes.
and then other attacks?
My other next attacks are the Carnosaur's Clawed Forelimbs.
Okay.
That is 2 attacks.
Okay.
I have suffered only 1 wound, so it is going to be 3 up, so they both hit. And to wound, it's going to be a 3. They both hit. And then there's no rend on that. It's 2 damage from each one.
So 4 ups. Nope.
Oh my god, Brian. They're dead.
Oh, so I don't even get to
All dead.
perform my last attack with my massive jaws?
No.
Alright, so my turn. I have 1 unit left, but it is my general. He gives himself his command ability,
He is going. I'm going to cast Wind of Death again. A casting value of 7, but I get a +2 because +1 from here, and +1 because he killed some things last turn.
Okay.
So that goes off. I'm going to pick this model. So that model takes 2 mortal wounds, and the Saurus Warriors take 1 mortal wound. And actually, is this guy within 6 inches? Yes, he is. So he takes 1 mortal wound as well. I'm going to cast Mystic Shield. I'm going to go defensive. So that goes off. So he has Mystic Shield on himself. Movement phase, we're going to move our 11 inches. Charge roll. 7. That should do it.
Can you make it? Measure.
Just barely.
Yeah, he makes it. I give it to him.
Pile in. I'm going to dedicate the sword, the glaive, and the ebon claws on the Carnosaur. And I'm going to dedicate the claws and daggers onto the Saurus Warriors. The sword.
This guy ignores Rend 2. You have to have better than Rend 2 in order to...
It's Rend 2 or...
So 3 hits.
Yep, 4 up. I'm just confirming that. Okay, so I prevent 2.
So that's... You take 3 wounds anyway.
Okay.
Then his glaive. That's 2 more.
Okay. So I save 1.
It's 2 more damage. And his claws. Manfred's still at full health too. By the way.
Yeah. Ray.
4s.
Get touched. And
3s. Okay, 3 more hits.
So these are on the Saurus Warriors now?
no.
Nope, this is still on your Carnosaur.
Yeah, he's got a lot of attacks.
Wow.
2 saves.
2 more damage. Okay, now it's on to the Saurus Warriors.
You're lucky he's not
You have
rerolling
so many
failed saves.
attacks.
It's a 440-point model.
Yeah, he's just gigantic.
Alright, so... Okay, that's 2 mortal wounds on the Saurus Warriors. And 1 regular wound. No rend. Not safe. So that's 3 damage on the Warriors.
Yep, just give me the 3 to the right. Alright, so my guy has 9 damage on him now, which means he is hurt. So we're going to start with the Sunstone Spear, which is 3 attacks. 3 to hit, 3 to wound.
So is it 4s right now?
Re-rolling 1s, but I don't have any. So 4, so 1 hit. That is... I mean, it's a wound.
It's -2 rend, right?
Minus 1 rend.
So no, you took
Minus 2 rend because of my thing,
Okay.
yep.
Goes to a 5-up save. Saved.
Wow. All right.
Okay, so
Now the
the
dice are
quad forelimbs, it's 2 attacks, and hit is going to be a 5-up, so 6-up. Pin down. Target large prey by pinning them in place before tearing them in with their massive jaws. If any monster is hit twice with the Carnosaur's clawed forelimbs, you can add 2 to the result when rolling hits for the Carnosaur's massive jaws. So,
You gotta roll 2 6s.
yeah, 2 6s.
Which?
That's hilarious. So, okay, and now this is going to be
So +2 to hit then.
3 to wound. Well, that's for the next attack.
Nothing. So
No wounds.
But the important thing
Is that I hit? Yes. So now the Carnosaur's massive jaws, only 2 attacks.
Get +1 to hit because he gives you -1.
Plus 1 to hit. Okay. Normally on a 4, so hit on a 3. So 1 hit,
And
3 to wound, and that is rend 1, and that would be 3 damage if it goes through.
4 up. Save.
dang it! After all that.
Okay, so your Warriors. See what you can do.
We are going to be hitting on a 5.
Remember when I said Manfred can't
Reroll
kill
the
his entire
ones.
army? I may have been lying.
Ooh, 3 5s. 3s. So 2 wounds.
2. No rend. 3 have saves, right? Failed one.
Failed one.
Ooh, do damage.
So, yep, you do one
But
damage.
You ignore the first damage.
Yep.
So nothing happens. Okay.
No, shields. 3.
No, well, yeah, okay.
Three
Shields.
attacks. You gotta roll 6s. You just rolled double 6s. You just have to rumble a little bit. There you go.
1 6.
Yeah. And then a 4, right?
4.
Alright.
4. 1 damage.
3 up. Saved.
So you gotta roll off for initiative.
Go. You roll
4.
4. Oh, I won an initiative roll.
Oh, I think that's...
I think that's game.
All right, so hero phase, he'll use his command ability on himself. I'm going to try Winds of Death. 7, that goes off.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it D3 on him. So 1, yay, and then 1 on the Carnosaur. But then we'll do Arcane Bolt on Skink Priest.
What's the point? You're wasting all your good rolls on this stupid skink priest.
Yep, so he's up to 3 wounds now.
Wow.
That was terrible.
Are you gonna do damn terrain?
Yes! Damn it. Yes, I am.
So what
I'm
is
going to take 1 damage on me, and I
And you
ignore it
ignore it.
because of the armor. So he's got +1 to hit now. The sword and the glaive on the Carnosaur and everything else on the Saurus Warriors. So, sword, 2s, 3s, re-rolling 1s. Alright, 4 hits. 4 hits.
I miss all of them. And that will
Yeah, that's at least
bring
4,
me up to 14,
5,
so that
6.
will kill me.
6 wounds. Alright.
Okay.
And then the Ebon Claws. Ebon Claws are hitting on a 4. Well, they're hitting on a 3 now, but it doesn't matter. Then 3s. Rerolling 1s. That's 3 on your warriors at -2, so they just take it.
Yeah,
Right.
they die. Yeah, -2.
Because save on a 5, so
Yep,
yeah, I
they're all
have to roll 7.
You get 2 blood type points.
Wrong type of demon.
So, tie game, really.
Yeah, because if you move, he'll just warp on top of it.
Yeah.
I have 3 units left. So I think that technically makes me the winner because I have 3 dinosaurs and you only have 1.
I think it might be points killed, and if that's the case, then Brian definitely wins.
So this is my first playthrough with a Death Army, and the Start Collecting box, I think it performed rather well. I don't know that I could have asked for a lot more. The Mortarch he was amazing. I'd like to see how Archon works with a spellcaster list, and Neferata has interesting playstyles, but not really applicable in match play, I think. The other problem is that this model is so many points that you can't really put it as an ally. So if you're taking a Mortarch, unless you're taking Archon, you're almost always taking a Deathlord's army. The box, you can model the Black Knights as Black Knights or as Hex Wraiths, and unless you think you're going for Death Rattle, take the Hex Wraiths. They serve the same function, and they do it better because they ignore Rend. Skeletons, obviously, buy skeletons, buy as many skeletons as you can. Skeletons work best in hordes, and if you buff them up, they're amazing. This is a box that looks good painted. It's a kind of a fun box to paint, and it's a fun box to play. The next steps for this army just depends on where you want to go. If you want, there's a lot of the ally boxes are good. The Death Rattle ally box will give you the White King, more skeletons, and more knights. The Mortarch is just good to buy, and you can sell these units if you want. So the next steps for this army depends on which faction you want to go with. The Start Collecting Seraphon box is actually quite a popular box. It is now a better value than it used to be. The Saurus Warriors are good, especially in numbers, and especially if you take the Sunclaw Star Host, which makes them even better. The Carnosaur model is very fun. It's a nice looking model. It's really nice to paint up, and you have good options. The Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur, now that it's reduced in points, is a good option, and also the Troglodyte that you can make out of it is a good option. Next steps for Seraphon, again, depends on where you want to go. but there isn't a lot of good boxes for Seraphon. You could pick up the old battalion box from Fantasy if you can find it. That would give you more warriors, gives you more knights, which is a little unfortunate. It also gives you Temple Guard and Skinks, and those are good. A thing to do is just buy a whole bunch of Temple Guard, because the Eternal Star Host, I think, is still one of the most powerful battalions in the game. You just want to buy a lot of individual models. Bastiladons are really good. The Salamanders or Razordons are really good. Pterodons are really good. You definitely want to pick yourself up a Slann. Doesn't matter, Lord Croak or the Slann Starmaster, you can use it as either, it's fine. With Seraphon, a lot of it is Source Warriors or Source Guard, and then whatever models you like, because they're all good.
And I definitely want to recommend, as a new player starting out, start with 2 of these start collecting boxes. It lets you just do so much more. All the extra bits and pieces allowed me to kit bash that Astrolith Bear. There's enough extra pieces that you can get the Saurus Warrior on Cold Blood. Definitely recommend it. From playing, I've only had a little bit of experience, but Sunblood, this guy on the Carnosaur, wasn't as good as I would like, and from what I am understanding, the other options are slightly stronger.